Easter Island once had forests, large ones, with tall palm trees enough to build boats, houses and monuments. By the time Europeans arrived, there were none, just grass, stone statues and civilization that had quietly dismantled its own support system. This is the story of how Easter Island deforested itself slowly, logically and very truly. Let's get this out of the way. Easter Island was not doomed, it was not cursed, and it was not inhabited by people who didn't understand trees. When Polynesians arrived around 1200 after Christ, the island was forested, fertile and ecologically stable. They brought crops, tools, social organization, everything necessary to succeed, and for centuries they did. Eastern Island is famous for moai, massive stone statues. They were symbols of status, ancestral power, political legitimacy. Building them required labor, coordination and lots of wood. Trees were used for transport, tools, scaffolding, so more statues you built, the more trees you needed, which is where incentives entered the chat. Easter Island society was competitive. Clans gained prestige by building bigger statues, building more statues, building them faster. No one wanted to be clan that stopped. Stopping looked like weakness, continuing looked like success. Trees were a shared resource, statues was private. This imbalance never ends well. Deforestation didn't happen overnight, it happened gradually. Trees were cut faster than they regrew, seedlings failed, erosion increased, but early on nothing felt wrong. Crops still grew, statues still moved, life continued. This is the most dangerous phase of collapse, the one where everything still works. As trees disappeared, soil quality declined, crops suffered, canoes became harder to build, fishing declined, protein intake dropped, competition intensified, which naturally encourages more monument building, because when resources shrink, people often double down on status. History has notes on this behavior. Here's the key detail: Easter Island is isolated, extremely isolated. Once the forests were gone, no large canoes could be built, fishing was limited, migration was impossible, there was no exit strategy. This wasn't environmental damage, it was environmental lock-in. With fewer resources, conflict increased, statues were toppled, social structure weakened. This wasn't sudden collapse, it was prolonged stress. People adapted to scarcity, but adaptation has limits, especially when the resources base keeps shrinking. Important correction: Eastern Island didn't collapse because people were irrational. They responded logically to incentives. Statues rewarded monument building. No institution limited deforestation. Competition punished restraint. This wasn't stupidity, it was a systematic failure. The system rewarded destruction until destruction was complete. When Europeans arrived, the island was already fragile. Population was reduced, ecosystems were degraded. Then came disease, slavery, exploitation. European contact didn't cause the collapse, but it ensured recovery would never happen. Eastern Island wasn't destroyed by ignorance, it was destroyed by shared resources, competitive incentives, no mechanism for restraint. Everyone acted rationally, the outcome was not. Eastern Island teaches us a simple rule: when status rewards consumption and no one pays the full cost, collapse doesn't require bad intention, just patience. Hit like, subscribe, and next time we'll look at another society that optimized for success and round out everything else.